Ukrainian soldiers have denied reports about the occupation of the villages of Yalta and Voskresenka in Donetsk region by the invading Russian army. Ukrainian fighters, who destroyed Russian soldiers near both villages with kamikaze drones, have raised the Ukrainian flag in those villages. As seen in drone footage, soldiers from Ukraine's 31st Brigade raised the Ukrainian flag in Voskresenka, while fighters from the 505th Marine Battalion did so in Yalta. It should be noted that the Russian Ministry of Defense had reported at the end of June that the village of Yalta had come under Russian control, and more recently, the village of Voskresenka was also claimed to be under Russian soldiers' control. A Ukrainian flag has appeared on the Kinbun Spit, which is occupied by the Russian Federation. The video showing the flag in the area has been published in Telegram channels. According to reports circulate in social media, the flag was raised by the Ukrainian guerrilla groups who entered the area. However, these reports have yet to be confirmed. Meanwhile, pro-Russian sources have reported about Ukrainian armed forces activity in the area. The Kinbun Spit is a strategically important site located in the northwest of the Kinbun Peninsula, between the Dnipro estuary and the Black Sea. It is part of Ukraine's Mykolaiv region. The Kinbun Spit has been controlled by Russian forces since the start of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Russia may be preparing for a major summer offensive, CNN reported on Thursday. Russia could soon launch a large-scale summer offensive, possibly within the next few days or weeks with the use of 160,000 troops that are being amassed near the front line, CNN quoted Ukrainian officials as saying. The report pointed to the fact that recently Russian forces have been making simultaneous advances in several key areas, including Pokrovsk, Kostiantynivka, and Kupiansk, adding that if successful, the offensive could threaten three major Ukrainian defensive positions in the east. Ukrainian commanders are cautioned that if Russian troops manage to break through at Rodinsk, near Pokrovsk, Ukrainian units there could become surrounded, a situation reminiscent of the encirclement in Avdiivka. CNN highlighted that Russian President Vladimir Putin may be aiming to act within a 50-day timeframe, the period Donald Trump has suggested before enacting secondary sanctions against Russia. This window could see a significant increase in Russian military pressure on the front lines. CNN quoted Keir Giles from Chatham House as saying that, the deadline of 50 days gives Russia plenty of time to concoct its own alternative plan, and once again outmaneuver Washington through a diplomatic ploy which Trump may well accept willingly. Trump's latest extension of his notional deadlines for Putin extends Ukraine's suffering for the same arbitrary period. In the past 72 hours, Russian troops have edged closer Rodinsk settlement near Pokrovsk. CNN also quoted a Ukrainian commander as saying that Russian offensive had been underway for some time. It has probably not reached its peak yet, he said, but they have been advancing for some time and are doing so quite successfully. NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Europe, General Alexis Grinkwich, said Thursday that preparations are underway for weapons transfers to Ukraine and that NATO is working very closely with Germany to transfer Patriot systems. According to Associated Press, Grinkwich said at a military event in Wiesbaden, Germany, that he had been ordered to move the weapons out as quickly as possible. He said the number of weapons being transferred is classified. "We're already in preparation phase for the first tranche of capability to start moving with respect to Patriots," he said. "My guidance is to get the Ukrainians what they need to defend themselves." U.S. President Donald Trump agreed to send the weaponry, but it will be paid for by European countries. An expert working group under Grinkwich is to discuss concrete planning very quickly but also with corresponding caution, a German Defense Ministry spokesperson said Wednesday. NATO chief Mark Rutte said in Washington on Monday that the alliance is coordinating the military support with funding from allies in Europe and Canada. He said there were commitments from Germany, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands and Canada, with more expected to follow.
Systems from Germany are already on their way to Ukraine.
I'm not going to reveal to the Russians or anyone else the exact numbers of weapons that we're transferring or when those will happen. But what I will say is that preparations are underway. We're working very closely with the Germans on the Patriot transfer. And the guidance that I've been given has been to move out as quickly as possible. So we're doing that, and then we're also looking at other capabilities and what those needs are, and working on proposals for our political leadership. And air defense is important on the modern battlefield, and we've seen the scale of recent Russian attacks against Ukraine. So it is a key focus area, and obviously a key focus area for the Secretary General and the President. So to meet that objective, I do intend to bring everyone together to look at what's in the art of the possible. This will be tied to being able to sequence what flows into Ukraine now, things that Secretary Rubio has talked about. Capabilities that are in Europe can be moved more quickly than something coming off the production line, but the production line can then be used to backfill the capabilities that others donate. So I don't have a good sense of what the numbers will be, but I know that my guidance is to get the Ukrainians what they need to defend themselves. So there'll be a lot more to follow. We're going to move as quickly as we can on this. A ton of coordination in work, but as I mentioned, we're already in the preparation phase for the first tranche of capability to start moving with respect to Patriots.
You said you'd like to have industry deliver capabilities as quickly as...
And one of the lessons that I've taken away is we've got to figure out what mechanisms we can build in all of our militaries that allow that same pace of innovation that the Ukrainians have done so successfully. We're down at the brigade level, they're able to have a relationship with an industry partner that drives innovation not in a matter of years, but in a matter of days. So I think that's something that surprised me. I didn't know that would happen. In retrospect, it's probably a little bit more obvious as you overlay the mega trends of where technology and warfare has gone. But I think it's something that we all need to study and reflect on and incorporate into our formations. All right, thanks everybody, and let me just close.